It is Tuesday afternoon, and we are marching through the work week here in Southern California. But boy, the heat has really dominated the forecast over the past couple of days. And unfortunately, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. There are some long-term pattern changes that we're going to talk about, but they're going to take some time to get here. And you know, the heat has to do with this big area of high pressure. We talk about heat this time of year, but this is just several steps above. So where's that heat dome located this afternoon? It is over New Mexico. And you'll remember yesterday at this time, it was over parts of Texas. So it is shifting towards the west now. The closer it gets to us, the hotter it's going to be. So we have several days to go here until we can start to break this heat wave. A look at the ridge position on tomorrow afternoon, about 4:20 or so. You can see it's near Arizona for us. That means temperatures are going to continue to increase even more. Our hottest days right now look to be Thursday and then again into Friday. That's when the ridge will be passing very close by to SoCal. Things start to change a little bit heading into the weekend. So notice the jet stream, first of all. It's still pointed way to the north, but there is an area of low pressure that's developing in the Pacific Northwest. Those are our cooler systems. And as we get into Sunday, that jet stream tries to dip a little further south, and we'll start to feel the influence of that low pressure system. So context, what does that mean for us? Temperatures are going to take a dive. It's going to feel so much better next weekend. We just have to get through some scorching hot days here over the next few days before we start to see some relief in the forecast. Now, there are tons of heat alerts out there. Let me break it down for you. First of all of Imperial County is underneath an extreme heat warning that goes until Saturday evening. Meantime, in San Diego County, for our valley locations, the mountains, the deserts, there is an extreme heat warning there until Friday at 8 o'clock. Along the coastline, you're not spared either. There's a heat advisory in orange. We're talking Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas, Solana Beach, Del Mar, San Diego, all the way through Chula Vista. That heat advisory is a tier below an extreme heat warning, but basically what that means is you're not going to find very much escape at the coast. Here's a look at temperatures as we approach 5:30. It doesn't feel good, but there is an increase in humidity out there today, ever so slightly. And because of that, our actual air temperatures are a couple of degrees cooler, but it feels hotter with the extra humidity in the air, if that makes sense. 110 right now in Brawley, 108 in El Centro, 111 in Salton City. Borrego Springs taking the win at 113. In the mountains, we're in the 90s. Our valleys also in the low 90s, and the coastline is sitting in the low to mid 80s for us. With that extra humidity in the air today, we did see an isolated shower or a thunderstorm that was mainly north of Interstate 8 over the mountains. It kind of came up really quickly and then fell apart before it produced really anything significant. So no severe weather out there today or any flooding concerns. The radar, as our sweep goes around now, is dry, and it will stay that way through tonight. Speaking of tonight, here's a look at your overnight lows into early Wednesday morning. Warm, muggy everywhere. 71 Carlsbad, 72 downtown San Diego, but every bit of muggy. Low 70s along the 15. Out in Imperial County, we're waking up tomorrow morning in the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this kind of heat is a step up compared to what we're used to this time of year. So check this out. We could be flirting with record territory. El Centro, the forecast high for tomorrow is 115. The record is 115, set back in 1981. Ramona, our forecast high for tomorrow is 104. The record is 103. That was set back in 1981. And then again in 2010. Campo, we could be flirting with that record. So yes, record-breaking heat is certainly a possibility. Let's get you into Futurecast so you can see exactly how hot it's going to be where you live tomorrow and then again over the next couple of days. So tomorrow morning starts off warm and muggy for everybody. Getting into the afternoon, this is a look at about 3 o'clock. Notice we're starting to see 115s getting close to 120 out in Imperial County, 118 in Brawley. West of there, not very much cooler. Julian at 97, 95 in Pine Valley, 95 in Escondido. Our coastline will be in the mid to upper 80s. Thursday, we get even hotter, so starting off near 90 degrees in Brawley, we shoot up really quickly into Thursday afternoon. Now we're talking about the possibility of getting close to 120 degrees in some of these locations. Mid-90s, close to 100 along the 15. Mid to upper 80s, close to 90 degrees right along our coastline. And then Friday is just going to be another dangerously hot day, kind of a repeat of Thursday. 97 Escondido, 99 in La Mesa. 90s possible for our coastline, and again, 120 is a very real possibility out in Imperial County. So If you want some change, wait for the weekend. That low pressure system I showed you will start to dig in. Temperatures will come down. Even Saturday afternoon, you're noticing a little bit of a change, more so on Sunday. If you're trying to escape the heat and maybe head out to the water, here's where we are with our beach and surf forecast. Waves right now are at 3 to 6 feet. There are some sets to 7 and a south swell at 180 degrees. Surfers do really like that. No alerts in place at the moment. High tide tonight is at 8:15. Water temperature is a balmy 75. Notice though there is an elevated rip current risk. It's in the moderate category for both today and again tomorrow. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're not a strong swimmer, there could be some rip currents out there. Looking at our tides here over the next couple of days, things look pretty uniform. Nothing really stands out. Again, high tide in the evening, low tide during the early morning hours, no flooding or beach erosion concerns to speak of. It's just really all about the heat. So for the deserts and Imperial County, extreme heat warning goes through Saturday there. We're getting close to 120 on Thursday, maybe again on Friday. Friday night, there is a 10 to 20% chance we could get a little moisture push up into Imperial County. So a low chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. There's that cool down I talked about. By Monday, 107 is going to feel a lot better than 120, and same with Tuesday at 106. How about in the mountains? Julian, Alpine, Pine Valley, extreme heat warning continues through Friday. 20% chance of another isolated shower or a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. Then again, we start to cool down. It's going to feel so much better. Sunday, 88 degrees. Look at our overnight lows, returning back to the 60s. You can open up the windows. 84 on Monday, 83 for us on Tuesday. For our valley locations, pushing 100 on Thursday, 94 on Friday. Still Saturday, even though the extreme heat warning has expired, it will be hot. And then here comes that cool down early next week. 84 on Monday, 83 for Tuesday, overnight lows back in the mid to low 60s. And for the coastline, no escaping the heat this time. Heat advisory through Friday, 89 Thursday, 90 Friday, upper 80s on Saturday again, and then finally onshore flow increases Monday into Tuesday. We're in the low 80s. Overnight lows will be a little bit cooler as well. So there is relief coming. We just have to wait a bit.